So here's the kit all snapped together, and you can see that the colors aren't actually the classic Gundam colors. It's kind of in a greenish hue. This kit had a pretty simple build, so if you're a beginner, I think you'd be satisfied with this kit since it's easy to build and there's a lot of details. This is everything that comes in the box, with the exception of some small parts that you're not going to use on the kit. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to use this optional set of clear parts. For the articulation, let's start with the head. It can move pretty far up for flying poses, and it can also move pretty far down. Since they're on a double ball joint, you can actually shift his head forward and back, and he has no problem turning his head all the way around. For the shoulders, he can move his arm up parallel to the ground, but because of this extra hinge on the top of the shoulder, he can move it way higher. For shoulder rotation, there's no problem with going 360, and there's also a 360 turn here at the upper arm. The arm bends completely, full fold, and the wrist is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can fold his hand this way and even this way. The hands are similar with the Zaku with the peg in the middle, but the fingers don't have that extra hinge for that bend, so when he bends his fingers, it kind of just makes a cup. For the torso, he can actually crunch only this far and not much bending backwards. He can't actually go 360 unless you kind of pull him off of his waist, and there you can rotate him all the way around. As for side to side, there really isn't anything there. You can also open the cockpit hatch. It's just a blue piece that makes it look like there's a cockpit. And the chest vents can open and close. So there's one open, there's one closed. The front skirts and the back skirts can fold up that high. They're only on this ball joint connecting to the middle of the waist. So even the back skirts can do that. The side skirts can't actually move up that far, but you can actually turn them out of the way if you needed to, but I don't think you'll have to since you can't bend the legs outward that much, so even with the side skirts fully down, they're not actually in the way. So the reason the legs can't move out that much is because of this connection. It's just a ball joint. If you try pulling it wide, that's as much as you can get from it. So the hips actually have this gimmick of sliding on a track. You can shift forward the legs and back. You shift them forward so that you can get your leg higher up. So the legs with the track moved all the way to the front, you can get his leg pretty high up, more than 90 degrees. And even if it's either at the back or the front, you can move his leg also pretty far back. For an old kit, the knee joint's actually pretty cool. It can bend that far, almost all you can want from any kit. The ankles are on a ball joint, so they can only move this far, side to side, and this far down, this far up. But the toes can actually bend this far down and that far up. The backpack has some hinges for the thrusters, so you can move them up or down. The beam saber handles are connected on a ball joint, so you can move them around anywhere you want them to. So that's it for articulation, and let's move on to accessories. For our first accessory, we have the beam rifle. We have the sight that moves side to side, and the secondary handle that also moves side to side. There's this peg for plugging it into either the butt or the shield. As you can see, I didn't put the yellow piece in the sight. This yellow piece. Because I don't want to have a hard time taking it out again when I'm ready for painting it. Next up, we have this bazooka. There's nothing really moving on this bazooka except for the peg that plugs it into the butt or the shield. The handle doesn't move, and there are two slots, one on each side of the handle, so you can hold it on either hand. It's also not color accurate since the tube should be white and these parts are the only ones that are supposed to be gray. Next, we have the Gundam hammer. I don't know why it's called a hammer since it's a mace. The spikes are all separate pieces and the ball's pretty hollow. The whole chain is just plastic. The handle doesn't have the slot for the hand pegs. We'll see if it can actually hold it properly. The shield. I like this shield. It looks really blocky and bulky. It has some nice surface detail. The handle just locks on the side of the arm. This part locks on the side of the arm. The actual handle just floats in the hand. So this handle can actually rotate like this. So if it's in this mode, it's for plugging it onto the backpack. And for this mode, it's for plugging it into the arm. Since we have the shield here, let's go and check how the other weapons hold on to it. We have the bazooka. So it slots in really good there. Doesn't fall out. The beam rifle can also be slotted in there. So you can have both weapons in there. But I think the Gundam's gonna have a hard time holding on to this with it fully loaded like this. As for the last accessories, we have the beam sabers. So they just pop out of the backpack like so. And the beams just slot into this hole here of the handle. Like so. And when putting it on the Gundam, you just have to put it into the peg and he holds it there pretty well. Shake test. Doesn't fall. So let's see if he can actually carry the shield all loaded up like this. Yeah, I think it's not gonna be a good time. And if you want to mount the shield on the back, just turn the handle around and slot it in. There. Pretty good connection as well. Either of the weapons also don't have any problems slotting into the butt. So there. Secure. Also secure. Pretty good. Here you can see that he has no problem holding his ranged weapons. And if you get it just right, he can hold the Gundam hammer, no problem. And there he is. He has all his weapons mounted on him. No problem. So the kit doesn't come with an action-based connector, so I'm only using these fork mounts. It just slots into his crotch. Since the build's actually pretty simple, I would definitely recommend this to beginners. It's a cheap kit, and if you can actually find one of your own, I would say go get one. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you think I can improve on stuff, please leave a comment. If you want to see more videos about this kind of thing, please subscribe, because I will definitely make more videos and show more kits. Thanks for watching. Bye.